greatest show on dirt returns to the high banks. Saturday night was anything but usual. Fast Eddie meets the Madman in our white flag segment. Alright, Stewie, I'm the better driver. There's no question about this. Don't believe me? Okay, whatever. Race Pro Weekly starts now. Hello and welcome to this week's RPW. I'm your host, Mike Warren. The Winged Warriors of the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series made their way in last Sunday to the Lebanon Valley Speedway. With all the top dogs in attendance, would Donnie Schatz be able to keep his amazing season going? We start off with some time trial action. Hey Johnny, what do you got?
A new track record! 16-0-4-4.
Green flag would see the winningest driver this season, the 15 of Donnie Schatz, take the early race lead in the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Feature event. The Madman Kerry Madsen trying to make a move to the inside of Joey Saldana in turn number 3-4 position as cars would be on the move early, as here's Lucas Wolf to the outside in that orange car. Here's Darren Pittman running side by side with Paul McMahon as Pittman would make the pass on the inside lane and then try to go to work on Madsen. Paul McMahon to the inside as well as he tried to run down Pittman for position as they head down the back straightaway as the cars continue to run quickly here. As you take a look as Jason Sides leading the field up into turn number 1 and 2 that time. Flash forward to another number 7 car, however, as David Gravel gets up into the wall in turn number 4 with a right rear flat tire on the number 7 machine. A tough break for last year's winner. Off the restart, Brad Sweet would try to slide job Donnie Schatz, but Schatz would have the momentum and continue to pull away. Stuart Friesen in the field. He looks to go around Jason Sides for position as we headed towards the closing stages of this feature event. As Friesen would come home with the 10th place finish. Darren Pittman and Kerry Madsen side by side for the number 3 spot for the longest of times in this event, but it was behind Donnie Schatz, who picked up win number 21 on the 2015 season in the World of Outlaws. So Donnie Schatz with the win. Brad Sweet would finish in second, Joey Saldana third, Kerry Madsen fourth, and rounding out your top 5 was Darren Pittman. At the Albany-Saratoga Speedway, Kenny Tremont has opened up a 60-point lead heading into the weekend over Brett Hearn. However, as we learned last year at the Valley, no lead with Hearn on your heels is safe in the month of July. Rich Ronca would be your pole sitter for the 35-lap feature event at the Albany-Saratoga Speedway last Friday night as Brett Hearn, Mark Johnson, and Kenny Tremont look to get up through the field. Cars on the move, the 17 of Elmo Reckner in the Wendy-sponsored entry as Mark Johnson, Mark Keselowski, and Rich Collada fight for position. Here's Kenny Tremont moving to the inside and Tyler Dipple there as well. Meanwhile, pass for the race lead. Here is the 17 of Elmo Reckner to the inside, and he would be your new race leader, while Kenny Tremont slowly making his way up through the field as he would go to the outside of Mark Keselowski for position. As now Brett Hearn trying to make his way up too, but he was struggling in the early portion of this event in that Madsen overhead doors, car number 20. Kenny Tremont will go down by the 87 of Neil Stratton as the caution will come out for the 10 of Don Madison re-racking the field. Brett Hearn will go in and change a tire and make his way back up through, but he would have a long way to go. A little bit of contact coming down the front straightaway as we go back to green flag racing. Tyler Dipple now to the inside of Rich Ronca, looking to take the number 2 spot away. Kenny Tremont right there to follow as Dipple grabs it. Here comes the 115 of Tremont. He'll go to the inside lane as well, and now they run second and third respectively. Elmo Reckner way out in front of this one with just 10 laps to go, but the caution will come out for the 23 of Alex Bell, re-racking the field, and Tyler Dipple and Kenny Tremont go 3 wide as they head down the back straightaway. Dipple, your new race leader. Tremont moving into the number 2 spot, and Dipple seemed to be getting away as he'd have the car set up almost perfect on the cushion. But the caution will come out again for Jimmy Control, and check out this move. Kenny Tremont with an electric slide job showing that experience still has it over youth in this one as Tremont brings it around as your new race leader. Brett Hearn quickly making his way up through the field. Mark Johnson and Matt DiLorenzo right there as well. But this would be behind Kenny Tremont, who picks up win number 66 in his career at the Great Race Place. Peter Britton would finish in second, Elmo Reckner third, Tyler Dipple fourth, and Matty D would round out the top 5. 3 out of the last 4 weeks has seen newcomers to victory lane at Glen Ridge in the forms of Johnny Lutz and Sean Pangman. Would that trend continue? Glen Ridge having some fun with a modified Sportsman dash, and Brian Pesolano trying to hold off Willie Decker and Craig Hansen throughout this one, and it would be the West End Towing car number 79 machine as the dude, Brian Pesolano, grabs the win. To the feature event now, it would be Justin Bowler and Bobby Vetter leading the field to the green at the Ridge, as Bobby Vetter, the KG veteran, would take the early race lead. Willie Decker going to hang it in on the inside lane as he grabbed the spot away from Craig Hansen. Here comes Jimmy Becker looking to sneak in on the bottom side as well, as Justin Bowler now to the outside trying to make a move. Willie Decker trying to get to the back bumper of the 53 machine, as Vetter just a little too strong right there in the early going. A bobble from Decker now, as it's now about a 6-car length advantage. Sean Pangman going way out to the top side in that Roads Paving car number 34 entry, is meanwhile Jeremy Wilder will duck under, looking to take the number 2 spot from the 85 of Willie Decker up through turn number 1 and 2. Vetter would still be holding on to the race lead, but Decker now moving to the inside. Bobby Marin now going to try to stake his claim in this one as he would crack the top 5 with Jeff Rockefeller right on the back bumper, as now Willie Decker continuing to put pressure on the 53 of Bobby Vetter, and that time he'd get by him for the race lead as Willie Decker was on his way. Wilder would follow, taking the number 2 spot away from Vetter as Justin Bowler, Bobby Varon, and Jeff Rockefeller right behind him, but then Varon would slow as he would not be able to finish the race in the Dover Brake car number 00 machine. Off of the restart here is the 53 of Bobby Vetter now, the 816 of Jeff Rockefeller right there as Rockefeller moves to the inside lane, but Willie Decker way out in front. Rockefeller trying to run your leaders down, but it wouldn't be enough as Willie Decker picks up a big win on the Ridge. Decker goes to victory lane. Jeremy Wilder would finish in second, Jeff Rockefeller third, Bobby Vetter fourth, and Justin Bowler would finish in fifth.
It's now time for this week's Recovery Sports Grill fan poll question. If you could be a promoter of a struggling dirt track, what would you do to help improve car count and fan attendance? Log on to our Facebook page at facebook.com/RaceProWeekly to cast your answer and let us know what you think. Last week, we asked if you could choose any class to race in, which would it be and why? And here are some of the answers that we got. Kyle Dingman said, Sportsman. You all have the same engine. You just have to find a good setup and drive it to the front. Brett Horlocker said, if I've got big sponsors with big pockets, modified Super Dirt Series. If I'm footing the bill with some help from good sponsors, Pro Stock. Lucas Ballard said, Pro Stock, the best class at Lebanon Valley. Connor Allen said, 410 Sprint Car. Any track in the country that has them runs the same rules for the most part. Winged or wingless doesn't matter to me. And our good buddy Hazer said, modified, as soon as T.O. makes a 5X chassis. I'd be your first fan on that one, Hazer. Coming up on Race Pro Weekly, we head to the Track of Champions for some wild modified action. And we make the trip to Merrittville to see who could sit on Lucas Oil Victory Lane. Find out next on Race Pro Weekly.
If you're like me, your to-do list never ends. But with just one phone call, I protect my home, family, pets, and yard all year round. With Northeast Pest Control's Premier Home Protection Program, I don't have to worry about bugs and pests. And I don't have to worry about harsh chemicals either. Now how about that want to-do list? Thanks, Northeast Pest Control.
Ants, termites, mice, or bees, call today for your free estimate.
With Northeast Pest Control, we guarantee you'll live pest-free.
Reputable. Reliable. Results. That's what you get when you call Rick and the professionals at RCT Roofing. Quality service at fair prices. RCT gets the job done. Just like Nick Stone and the RCT Pro Stock. RCT Roofing, we've got you covered. There's only one place in the Capital Region for you to get the full racing action. Stop down at the Bobco video booth at the track or call 518-399-0937. Bobco Racing Video, the next best thing to being there. Welcome back to Race Pro Weekly, as Scott Huber would be your pole sitter at the Fonda Speedway for their feature event on this past Saturday night. Jesse Mueller with a bonsai move to the inside lane, going to take the number 3 spot away in that number 19 machine, as Stuart Friesen, Bodie Bellinger beating him back in a little bit off at turn number 2. Ronnie Johnson right there as well in the early going. But as they come back around, Jeremy Wilder would be the car on the move in the number 24 machine. Corey Wilder would break as Hansen and Friesen made contact, and that would have the one of Friesen slowing down the back straightaway, as he would be a number of laps down. Off the restart, Jesse Mueller hits hard into the outside retaining wall in turn number 1 and goes up and over, bringing out the caution. As you can see the damage as he goes into the infield, and Matty D with a little bit of rear end damage as well on that number 3D machine. Off the restart, Darwin Green would be your race leader in the number 1 machine, as Alton Palmer is right there looking to take it away. As they come through turn number 3 and 4, he would Ivan Drago body shot him through the corner, and Alton Palmer would be your new race leader. Brian Gleason sitting there quietly looking to make his way up, but Jeremy Wilder was the story of this one. The wild child, as Jim King calls him, on the outside lane looking to take the spot away, and he would grab it down the back straightaway to get by Gleason and now set his sights on second place man Darwin Green. Wilder would close right up on him on the inside. Green trying to fight back for the spot, but it would be Wilder taking control, and now look to reel in the 76 of Alton Palmer, and he would do it, cutting the lead to just 2 car lengths. Wilder looking to make the move. He'd make it on the inside lane as he'd say, "Excuse me, monsieur, I'm taking the position away," as Jeremy Wilder would be your new race leader. Brian Gleason holding on to spot number 3 way behind the 24 as Jeremy Wilder picks up a big win at the Fonda Speedway. Jeremy Wilder grabs the win. Alton Palmer would finish in 2nd, Brian Gleason 3rd, AJ Romano 4th, and Darwin Green would finish in 5th. At the Merrittville Speedway, Chad Brockman, Pete Bicknell, and Matt Williamson are locked in a tight point race. Would one of them be able to take an advantage? David Flanagan Jr. going to lead the field to the green in the 74, along with Travis Miller right to the right of him as we go green flag racing. Eric Rudolph trying to make a bid early on, but here comes Miller to the outside, along with the 08 of Mark Delario, trying to get up to the race leader, Flanagan Jr. Mark Delario and Tim Jones made contact in turn number 2, leaving Jones up on the inside as Matt Williamson got involved, as well as Billy Dunn going pit side behind him. Off of the restart, here comes Scott Wood to the outside lane. He would be your new race leader, getting by Travis Miller in the number 38 machine as he would power it on the outside. But here comes the S&W car number 6, Matt Williamson. He'd move to the inside of Flanagan Jr. and McPherson and then go to work on the 08 of Mark Delario through turn number 3 and 4 to try to run down your leaders. He'd make quick work of Travis Miller as well. And now Williamson 1 spot out of the lead as he would look to run down Scott Wood, and he'd have his chance with the caution coming out for Mike Bowman. Off the restart, Williamson going to slip and slide through the corner. He'd be your new race leader as he pulls off the slide job down the back straightaway. Current high point man Chad Brockman looking to make his way to the inside of Mark Delario for position. Here's Miller to the inside of the 777. Trouble would ensue on the 17C of Chris Steele as he would have something go loose on the machine as you see the car going to the outside, as caution will come out right after that, as well as a number of cars in turn number 3 and 4. Boyd McTavish in there, Pete Bicknell as well. Off the restart, McPherson going to give a great run to Wood to the inside, as here's Wood going to look to battle back and go side by side for the runner-up spot. Tommy Flanagan gets caught and heads to the outside retaining wall, and he hits hard on the front straightaway here with just 7 laps remaining in this feature event. As the race would continue, here's Brockman to the inside, as slower may be the faster way around the racetrack now as Scott Wood gets caught up on the outside lane. He would spin on the outside cushion. Off of that restart, here's Chad Brockman bearing down on your race leader as Williamson looking to keep control of it. He'd pull away off at turn number 2, bring him around for the final time, and Matt Williamson win number 2 of 2015. Finishing second is Chad Brockman. Boyd McTavish would finish in 3rd, Tyler McPherson 4th, and Bill Bleach would finish in 5th. Cody McPherson would pick up the win in the Sportsman's. The open wheel lights will go to Jeffrey May. Hoosier Stocks to Jason Fontaine, and Jason Kutu in the 4 cylinders. Clinton Mills in town, running Lebanon Valley, announcing he is going to have a baby girl at the Speedway this past Saturday night. So congratulations to him and Becky, as the field would get started with the 42 of Kyle Sheldon taking the early race lead in the Sheldon Oil Services machine as he would blast off on the top side. Cars on the move early, the 11A of Kyle Armstrong and the Phase 3 Racing number 60 of Brian Berger, along with the 34 of Andy Bacchetti, as Bacchetti was trying to work quick. Brett Hearn and Tyler Dipple going at it as the Ravenna Rocket right there behind him with a 3-wide battle in front of him. But back to the battle between Dipple and Hearn. Dipple doing a great job of holding off Brett Hearn for position. Eventually Hearn would get by him, but Dipple doing a great job in the early going. Meanwhile, Andy Bacchetti had pulled up and reeled in on the 42 of Kyle Sheldon, leaving the 87X of Paul Gilardi back in spot number 3 as Watson and Steve Huff sit in spots number 4 and 5. Brett Hearn and Eddie Marshall now trying to make their way up through the field as Sheldon will continue to lead this one through lap traffic as Andy Bacchetti was on the hunt. Nick Garrity asphalt reclaiming car number 34. Here's Bacchetti moving to the inside. He tried to find a bit on the 42 as Sheldon off of the corner, but that time Sheldon just too strong momentum-wise. Here's Bacchetti again ducking to the inside, but that Sheldon Oil Services car number 42 with a 5-year-old motor under the hood holding off the 34. Brian Berger to the inside of Steve Huff looking to crack the top 5 and then go to work on Paul Gilardi for spot number 4 towards the closing stages as he would get by him on the inside lane as Superior Seamless Gutters 87X trying to keep control but just couldn't do it. Meanwhile, Kyle Sheldon would take the checkered flag, grabbing win number 1 of the 2015 season. And one minor detail we're leaving out here. Brett Hearn with rear end issues on the final lap of the event. He would have to settle for a 16th place finish, which stops his streak of finishing in the top 2 from all the way back to last July. Here's how the top 5 would go. Kyle Sheldon would pick up the win. Andy Bacchetti would finish in 2nd. Jeff Watson 3rd. Brian Berger 4th. And Paul Gilardi would finish in 5th.
When we come back, we travel to Albany-Saratoga for some Dirt Series Pro Stock action. And we check in again at Lebanon Valley for our small blocks who ran on Sunday night with the Outlaws. Could a veteran grab the win? It's all right here on Race Pro Weekly.
Looking for outstanding service for your car, truck, or SUV? Speed's Garage is a family-run business providing the highest quality of auto care. From routine maintenance, brakes, engine, body, or paint work, you can trust the professionals at Speed's Garage. Speed's Garage has all the auto service you need, plus full towing for any vehicle. For a championship service, go to Speed's Garage in Mellonville.
Some of the music you've heard on Race Pro Weekly this week is by AJ Jansen, Country's Rebel Rose, bringing you a mixture of high-energy rock and sultry country roots. To hear more and for your free download, check out ajjansenmusic.com. Performance, quality, service. That's DMC Racing Products. Hundreds of name brand parts, competitive prices. That's DMC. DMC Racing Products, race to win. Welcome back to Race Pro Weekly with the Super Dirt Pro Stock Series in town, which means we'd see some invaders like the 715 of Gus Hallner. Green flag would come out in the 35-lap event, which would see the 4 of Dean Charbonneau take the early advantage as Gus Hallner and Kenny Martin right there running for position along with Bernie companions Robbie Speed and Jeff Washburn. Amy would go underneath, and we got a parking lot party.
Really?
Okay, I should probably stop singing.
That's a good idea.
Anyway, off the restart, here comes Robbie Speed to the inside lane as he would make a move on Jeff Washburn and Dean Charbonneau and then split Gus Hallner and Bernie Companion to move up into the runner-up spot and take it away. He would go to work now as contact between the 25J of Washburn and the 715 of Hallner would ensue. And then Robbie Speed powers to the outside, and he would be your new race leader on lap number 9 of this feature event. So still a long way to go in this one, but Robbie Speed to the front of the field as the Mellonville Missile looking to make a statement here in this Pro Stock Series event. Bernie Companion going underneath the 2 of Brandon Amy for the number 2 spot as Kenny Martin right there behind him as well as the trio of cars would battle down the front stretch. Cars on the move behind them as here's Dave DiPaolo leading the pack as caution will come out for Dan Madigan and Byron Westcott in turn number 4. Off of that restart, here's Robbie Speed again. Brandon Amy battling back. Chucky Domblewski to the inside of Stefan LeBrun for position as he would move up into spot number 3 in the number 7 car. Bernie Companion with a couple of last-second shots at the 24 of Robbie Speed as the Manimal Nick Stone now looking to make his way up as he get by Gus Hallner for position, but all behind the Melonville Missile they would go as Robbie Speed picks up the win. Robbie Speed grabs the victory. Bernie Companion would finish in second, Chucky Domblewski third, Kenny Martin fourth, and Stefano Brun would round out your top 5. Other winners on the night, Robert Bublak Jr. grabbing the victory. Chris Rocca would finish first in the Limited Sportsman, and Randy Miller does it again in the Street Stocks. A little Enduro action up at the Glen Ridge Motorsports Park as PJ Blue in the number 92 going to make his way down the back straightaway. Oh! A little bit of wreckage, and they're not stopping. Car going around, car going up. Oh boy. PJ Blue picking up the win in the Enduro. As we move on to the Sportsman feature event, where it will be Ivan Joslin and Jim Introne on the front row of this 25-lap affair, as Ivan Joslin would go to the lead right away in this one. As cars would get shocked backed up on the right side, Eric Mack in that DKM car looking to make his way up through the field, along with the 14 of Chad Edwards right behind the 21 of Happy Harry Schaefer. Joslin way out in front in the number 49 machine as he bring it down the back straightaway. Here's cars running. Johnny Scarborough right next to Brian Pesolano and AJ Philback for positions as they go up through turn number 1 and 2. Down the front stretch they go. Here comes the 84 of Ricky Quick trying to hold off the 21 of Schaefer. A little bit of contact up through turn number 2 as Schaefer would grab that spot away. And now here's Chad Edwards underneath Curtis Hohenschelt as they run for the number 5 spot, as Hohenschelt trying to get right back under him, but Curtis Hohenschelt just not strong enough at this time to get by the 14 of Chad Edwards, as Edwards and Quick would go to work as well. But Ivan Joslin way out in front grabs the win in the Sportsman. Jim Introne to finish in second, Happy Harry Schaefer third, Chad Edwards fourth, and Ricky Quick would round out the top 5. Cole Lawton would grab the win in the Cruisers. Modified Sportsman Dash, as we showed you earlier, would be Brian Pesolano, and PJ Blue would grab the win in the Enduro. Sunday night companion event for the World of Outlaws would be the small block modifieds, as Chad Jezio would lead the field to the green in the number 25 as they head up into turn number 1 and 2. Something would go on the 3 of Kim Lavoie as she goes up into the outside retaining wall, as that would bring out the yellow. Off the original restart, it will be Chad Jezio maintaining control of this one with Kenny Tremont right on his back bumper as they come down the front straightaway. Brett the Threat Haas, a winner from a year ago in this event, moves to the inside of Ryan Darcy, and here comes J.R. Hefner sliding up in front of the 21 machine to grab the number 4 spot away as Tremont and Jezio continue to battle for position down the backstretch. Caution will come out for Jesse Mueller and Steve Hankel, as Hankel going over to have a little word with Mueller on the incident. Off of the restart, Chad Jezio right there, and here's Brett Haas just going to give the 115 a little bit of a push down the back straightaway. Nothing wrong with that. As the 115 goes into the race lead, cars coming up together down the front stretch. That's Olden Dwyer and Frank Horde III, which leaves a little bit of trouble in turn number 4 as Buddy Hankey and Ricky Davis sit up there in the corner. Off of the restart, cars trying to make a push to get by the 115 as J.R. Hefner will now go to spot number 2 as they come down into turn number 3 and 4. Now Brett Haas sliding up in front of Jezio. He'll take the number 3 spot away as they come down the front stretch once again. Brett Haas starting to bear down on the 74 of J.R. Hefner for the number 2 spot. Meanwhile, Wayne Jelly underneath Shane Jablonka trying to grab the spot, but this was all behind the Sand Lake slingshot as he does it again in the small blocks. Kenny Tremont picks up the victory. J.R. Hefner would finish in second, Brett Haas third, Chad Jezio fourth, and Ryan Darcy would round out the top 5. In the Pro Stock feature event from Saturday night, it would be Rick Duzlak picking up the win. Rob Yetman would finish in second, Nick Hill third, Robbie Speed fourth, and John Ruthier would finish in fifth. Other winners from the weekend, Pure Stock number 1 would go to Jim Gronke, number 2 to Dave Stickles, number 3 to Jason Meltz, 4-cylinder single cam to Brandon Ely, and the 4-cylinder dual cam will go to Todd Goldstein. Limited Sportsman also in action here at the Fonda Speedway as Rob Lanfear would make contact with Robbie Varoness, sending him to the outside retaining wall as that would bring out the caution on the Speedway for the 38 machine. Off of the restart, here's Rob Lanfear to the outside of Dan Bonney looking to take the race lead away as they head down the backstretch. Robbie Van Artem in there in the 71 as well as the top 3 would run side by side, and Lanfear, who already has a feature event victory in the Limited Sportsman at Albany-Saratoga, would move to the outside and be your race leader. Rob Van Arnhem now going to make a move on the 42 of Bonney off of turn number 3 and 4 as they come down the front stretch and then through turn number 1 and 2, and it would be Van Arnhem taking the spot away. Bonney would look to battle back as that battle will continue, but The 1M of Brett Mortensen out there on the track. Also the 1H of Mikey Jackson and Harry Schaefer's car. As we go back to the battle for the lead, here's Van Arnhem with one last shot at Lanphier. Gets up into the loose stuff, and it will be Rob Lanphier picking up the win. So Lanphier grabs the win. Van Arnhem would finish in second. Dan Bonney third. Mike Jackson fourth. And Brett Mortensen would round out the top five. Other winners on the night in the Sportsman, it would be Ivan Joslin, cousin Luke Horning in the Pro Stocks, and Dave Horning Sr. will grab the win in the Street Stocks.
It's now time for this week's Berkshire County Network Driver Spotlight with defending Lebanon Valley Sportsman Champion and current modified campaigner, Jeff Watson. Race Pro Weekly is brought to you by Bob Hilbert Sportswear, Racing Electronics, Emmerich Associates, Tranquil Touch Healing, New England Racing Fuels and Sunoco Fuels. Coming up, Fast Eddie goes in the pits with a member of the Outlaws who races sprint cars all across the world. And we'll hand out our NYSSCA Performer of the Week. Race Pro Weekly will be right back.
I'm Brian from 1-800-GOT-JUNK. This is my main man, Tom, and my other main man, Tom.
You never know how much junk you've got until you move.
Point to something you wish would disappear.
Would it be possible to... It's gone!
All you have to do is point.
Where have you been all my life?
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
The Choices 301 program takes a multifaceted approach aimed at educating the public about the realities and dangers of what can happen when bad decisions are made inside a motor vehicle. Don't hesitate to designate. Welcome back to Race Pro Weekly. One of the top guns in the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series is Kerry Madsen. With their one and only trip to Lebanon Valley, our own Fast Eddie caught up with the madman on his sprint car duties.
Kerry finished second in this race last year. How difficult is Lebanon Valley to get around?
It's definitely a unique, challenging track, and always enjoy coming here. It's such a, I don't know, it's kind of just so different. It's got its own challenges in each corner, so it's always a challenge. It's a quick track, so I enjoy the speed, but had a great run last year, second, and hopefully we can start near the front and have another crack at a win.
Third in points coming into tonight. How's your season been going so far?
You know, consistent. We had a shocker on Wednesday, Friday night at the Grove, but you know, hopefully we can turn it around and finish the season off really strong and get some wins and consolidate a good points finish.
You race here most of the season and then you go back home to Australia to race during the winter. How different is the racing here in the States to Australia?
The competition level's fairly equal, but there's so many more variants of tracks in the USA versus the ones in Australia. We know there are probably 10 different tracks we go to and that's it, but in America there's so many more, and quarter mile to the like a 5/8 paperclip like Lebanon Valley and everything in between, so that's the major difference.
80 to 100 races a year. How tough is it being on the road full time?
It wears on you. The racing's great, but sometimes when you're away so long and you're on the road, it does get a little old, but you know what you're in for, and we love every minute of it.
Who do you need to thank this season?
Obviously the people that make it happen. American Racing Custom Wheels, great company. Just so proud to be associated with them. And Bob Gavranich, Pete Gavranich from Caneric Group in Australia. And without these people, we definitely wouldn't be here. And super proud to be a part of it and enjoy being part of the organisation every day.
It's now time for this week's NYSSCA Performer of the Week, and we had a lot of great winners over the weekend. Kenny Tremont picking up 2 feature event victories, Ricky Duzlak with a big win in the Pro Stocks at Lebanon Valley, but our performer this week goes to Ivan Joslin, picking up the win at both Glen Ridge and Fonda in the Sportsman. Joslin is now eligible for the NYSSCA Performer of the Year award given out at the end of the season. That's all for this week's show. For the latest news, results, and photos, check out Race Pro Weekly online at www.raceproweekly.com, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. So for myself, Amber Chalmers, Fast Eddie, Scott Morlock, and everyone that helps put Race Pro Weekly together, thank you for watching this week's episode, and we'll see you next time.